Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available summer 2025, the album. Dad, shimmy, shimmy, F. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Boost! How are you guys doing today? Oh my gosh. It feels so surreal. It feels, I'm gonna get in my bag. It feels so surreal being on video on this channel. It's been, okay, so I pre-filmed videos for this channel that people just seem to love. Those videos went viral. I mean, 4,000 videos. 4,000 videos, 4,000 views. I feel like it was 4,000 videos. 4,000 views on a Q&A. People love those videos so much. I pre-filmed them. But when did I do that? So I did them Tuesday and Wednesday of last week. So it's been exactly a week since I have sat down and filmed for this channel. Listen, Linda, we have been traveling all over the place. So first we went, if you follow my, two things. If you follow my Instagram, then I've been posting a bunch of pictures over there. I even posted a picture with me and my, listen, okay? I pay homage to Whitney Houston wherever I go, okay? I paid homage to her at Ultra Music Festival. I paid homage to her in Mexico. I pay homage to her everywhere I go. I usually wear one of the t-shirts when I, like, am flying in the airport. Anyway, so yeah, so we went to Ultra Music Festival in Miami. It was fantastic. We had a great time. So we flew into Miami last Thursday, and then we were in Miami Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we flew to Mexico on Monday morning, and we have been in Mexico ever since, and we have just had the greatest time. So in that time, I was like, so, oh, that's what I was gonna say. Two places that if you wanna keep up with what I'm doing from every day, if you want to keep up with what I'm doing. My Instagram, I post stories over there. Stories! I have to keep up with Thumbelina the squirrel. I have to find out what's happening to Marvis Big Teeths. I have to find out what happens to all my favorite rescue animals. So, over on my stories, I post stuff. I've been actually a lot more active on my Instagram. And then, over on my vlog, I also do what's called the vacation vlogs. Every time I go on vacation, I vlog every day from the hotel room, and I just kind of like give a rundown of like what we did that day. So what we ate at the restaurants, if we met people. We actually, it's funny because like every trip that we go on, we like meet somebody and become like, you know, lifelong friends. A couple years ago when we were down here, we met a couple from the UK. We're still friends with them. We still message them and, you know, all this kind of stuff and have kind of like a group thing going on. Not that kind of group thing. Keep your mind out of the gutter. Unless that's what you're into. Then maybe sell it on OnlyFans. I don't know. But anyway, but no, not that. I mean, like, you know, group text messaging kind of thing. But anyway, so when we were down here the other night, I shared this whole story on our vlog. Alex and I were, like, they have this little outside bar place here. And so after dinner, like, we sometimes go there and sit. And so we were out there, and this guy came up to us and sat down and started talking to us. And so we just ended up talking for like an hour and a half. And he's like, oh my God. He was like, I wish my wife was here. She would love you guys and blah, 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 whatever, right? And so the next day, we usually go to the beach. We're kind of like beach people, but the seaweed is pretty bad down here. It's kind of like getting progressively worse each day. Like, Alex went down so I could film this video, and he was like, I think it's going to be another pool day today, because yesterday we went to the pool, because the seaweed is so bad right now. It's still fun to get in the ocean, but like, you know, listen, have you seen that meme? Oh my God, that meme of that river, like that river dance guy, and he's like going like this, and he's like, every time something touches me in the ocean, that's me all day long, okay? I'm like, sharks! My biggest fear is sharks. Just talked about it over my vlog last night. So anyway, so we go back up to the pool, and like, we sit down, and this couple is out there that like, well, the husband, oh no, this is what happened. Was this yesterday? This was the day before. So I go into the pool, and I'm like talking to this guy, and he's like my age, right? And so he was like, where are you guys from? And I'm like, we're from Indianapolis, but we went to Miami for this music festival. And he goes, oh, and I said, where are you from? And he said, this place in Ohio. He's like, well, we don't live there anymore, but that's where I'm originally from. And I said, do you have a son by any chance? Because it's like a small town in Ohio. And he's like, yeah, he's right over there. And I like turned and looked, and it was the guy that we were talking to last night. Because when I asked him where he was from, he said this small town in Ohio. And I was like, there's no way that there are two people, I mean, this resort is not big, that there are two people at this resort that are from the same small town in Ohio. So we just happened to end up hanging out that whole day with the guy that we talked to, his wife, his dad, and his mom that are like my age, and his grandma. It was so much fun. And then, so we spent like 2 days with them. And then was it a day and a half? I don't even remember. So anyway, I think it was 2 days. So last night, yeah, it was 2 days. So yesterday was their last day. We always meet people when it's like our last day or their last day. Always. It was so sad. So anyway, so last night after dinner, we met up with the original guy and his wife that are like Alex's age. And we like sat in the bar and we like talked to them for like 3 hours. We had so much fun. It was so much fun. And then, when we were like leaving, they were staying on the right side of the resort. We were staying on the left-hand side. So when we came to like, she was like, is this where we say goodbye? We all gave each other hugs. It was so nice, but it was like so sad. I said to Alex, because it was so funny because when she walked away, she goes, don't meet somebody better than us. And I was like, oh my God, that is exactly what the couple from the UK said to us. So anyway, but we've had a great time. We've had a great time. And I honestly, I thought I had pre-filmed more videos than I did. And I wasn't going to film it all while we were on vacation. I thought, other than my vlog, I think I'm just gonna like take a break, do a reset, and then when I get back, I think that I'm just gonna like, I've been really, while I've been down here, thinking a lot about what I wanna do on all of my channels and kind of switch it up over here a little bit, on my channels a little bit. So I've added like, to my Peter Watches TV show, I'm still gonna do the true crime, I'm still gonna do the reality TV, I still am gonna do the trending shows, but I've got like 4 new shows that I am going to be picking up and doing coverage for over there that are getting started. So Sister Wives comes back on Easter Sunday. I think that is so appropriate, don't you, Cody Brown? Like a pain in my kidney with the love, the wasted love. I cannot wait for Sister Wives to come back. I think it's so apropos that it comes back. It's one of my favorite words, apropos. I think it's so apropos that it comes back on Easter Sunday, but, okay, April 15th, 1,000 Pound Sisters with Amy and Tammy Slate and Queen Tammy comes back. And, okay, the footage that I have had in my phone for like a year that Amy sent me, that she said I could never show anybody, of her getting bit by the camel, okay, in the car. She sent it to me like a year ago. I said, girl, why are you not selling that to the tabloids? Or me? Let me show it in a video. She goes, no, TLC won't let me show it. Well, now I know why, because they wanted to show it in their show. They knew if they put it in the trailer, everybody was going to watch the show, and it's coming back real early this year. So I think it's so funny. I said this in a video of mine the other day, and I didn't even know that the show was getting ready to come back, because it was like, I said that, and then like the next day they announced it. I'm kind of like psychic like that sometimes. Not like psychic like I know things, but like psychics like I say something and then it kind of like comes true or something like that. But anyway, so I said in there, I think it's so funny that Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio's show got canceled and the Slayton sisters are still going strong over there. And I live for that all day long. So 1,000 Pound Sisters is coming back with the whole gang. Is, you know, Amanda, she done moved to Florida for a guy, and I don't think he ever showed up. I've like read the blogs and stuff like that. I don't think he broke up with her, and I feel so bad for Amanda. I do. But anyway, baby, you don't never move for a man, okay? You don't ever move for a man, Amanda. So anyway, so it's got Amanda, and it's got Misty, and it's got Chris and his wife, and it's got, of course, Amy and Queen Tammy on there, and I cannot wait. Okay. So anyway, so that's coming back. But did y'all hear that there's a show called Poly Family or something like that? And it's like 2 couples that are like married together and they have kids and they don't like know like who the father of the kids is, because it could be either like dad or whatever. Oh my God, what a shit show. I cannot wait. I mean, unless that's what you choose to do with your life, and then I'm sure they're like super religious too, which is going to make it so much fun to watch and judge. So anyway, but that's coming out, I think, April 29th. It's called Poly Family. It's on TLC. Do you think it's interesting that TLC stands for the Learning Channel, and the things that we learn about are just shit shows of people's lives? I think that is so fantastic. I love it so much. So I got lots of things to cover, but I've got exciting things coming to this channel, okay? I've been thinking really long and hard about some things that I want to do to this channel, some things that I want to switch it up. I mean, nothing that's going to, like, surprise anybody, I don't think, but I've got some things I'm going to be doing over here, so I'm real excited about that. But I had a list of, I think, like 8 drama videos. People have been asking me to talk about. Listen, Linda, okay? First of all, I'm not even going to say who the person is, but I think everybody will know when I say that. No, actually, like 85% of the people that watch my videos will have no idea who I'm talking about. But this dude that's on the OnlyFans and was taking pictures up in the preschool or something like that, or I don't know. I watched Dustin Daly's video about it. Okay, that's some dark shit over there. Okay, that is some, like, of the devil kind of shit. First of all, I don't like to make those kind of videos. I do them because I think that it's important to talk about those topics. Dustin did a fantastic job. His name's Michael something. If you guys want to go watch it, watch Dustin's video. He did a fantastic job on it. But people have reached out to me and asked me to talk about that. I don't want to talk about somebody that I don't know shit about. I've never seen this person before in my entire life. And talking about, it just, the whole situation is weird to me. But I have got a Jaclyn Hill video that I want to do. I've actually got like 3 Jeffree Star videos. I know people are like, why do you always talk about the same 5 people? Well, why don't you go look at my Alabama Barker and Bad Baby video? That's why I talk about the same 5 people, okay? Because when I don't talk about the same 5 people, ain't nobody watching my channel, okay? That's how it goes. And I don't get any new subscribers off of doing those videos, so there's no reason. I want to dance with some, I miss this. I miss you guys so much. I do. Well, I've been doing cameos down here. It's so funny. Whenever I go on vacation, number one, I always forget to go in my cameo. So if you don't know what cameos are, they're like little messages that people can order for me for like birthdays or pep talks or anniversaries. I even got to be part of somebody's proposal one time. Bachelorette party, things like that. Just little messages, whatever. But anyway, whenever I go on vacation, number one, I always forget to check my cameo, which I do like every single day at home. Well, not always, but I try to. And then, that's number one, is I forget to check my cameo. And number two is, it seems like people book cameos a lot when I'm on vacation. So I'll open my cameo after like 4 days, and it's like 2 of them have expired, you know, and I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so anyway, but I've been doing the cameos. I'm been keeping up the vlog. So if you want to find out what's been going on our trip, just look at the last 5 days of vlogs, which is interesting because my vacation vlogs always get like higher views than my other vlogs do, which my vlogs do okay. So anyway, all right, so I have like a Jaclyn Hill video I was going to talk about. I had, let me look in here for a second. I got all, like on all of my channels, I have videos listed. Jeffree Star, oh, I have 2 James Charles videos to talk about. I've got a Peterisms video. I've got 3 Peter Does Stuff videos on here. I talked about this in my vlog, but for those of you that watch my weight loss journey, I'm going to be doing an update when I come back. I have like 4 booktube videos. I am 7 books ahead on my Goodreads goal. I have been reading like crazy. So anyway, I got a review video and I've got 3 TV videos to watch, or to make. So, but I think on some of that stuff I'm going to wait till I get back. I don't know. Maybe, you know, I'll decide to come up here. I might start filming a drama video every day, or you might see me when I come back. I'm not really sure. But today I want to talk about Jeffree Star, okay? And I might go into more of a deep dive when I get back about this. But this is something, okay, so let me tell you how it started. So anyway, people were sending me stuff about Jeffree Star talking about Mikayla Nogueira's brand. Okay, now I kind of made a previous video about that, but this is not the video that I made. In that video that I showed, the problem is Jeffree Star, he does these TikTok lives, okay? And in the background, Jeffree Star is very calculated, okay? So I think this is one of the reasons why he does it, is that he has the music turned up really, really loud. Well, if I include, like, the clips are long, okay? So if I include a clip like that, the music in the background it's not a copyright strike. Your channel doesn't get striked, okay? But the copy, like I don't even know what it's called. The copyright, somebody knows what I'm talking about. Oh, I can't think of the word right now. I don't know. But claim is what it's called, okay? Is that the company that owns the music claims it. Well, if that song is not allowed in, like, say 10 countries, then the 10 countries won't ever be able to see your video. And it won't be pushed out and people won't get to see it even in the United States. So last time I did it, I could not figure out if it was Mikayla's video, because her launch video for Point of View had music in it, and ended up, like, I just took the music out of it and just played it with silence, or if it was his. Well, it ended up being his, okay? So I watched that TikTok, and in that TikTok, he's talking about how, there's like 4 TikToks where he's talked about, like, live streams where he's talked about Mikayla. And I just watched them all back because I was like, I kind of in my head want to get this in kind of order. So the things that he has criticized Mikayla Nogueira for, as far as the Point of View. So for those of you that do not know anything I'm talking about, Mikayla Nogueira, beauty influencer on TikTok, okay, top of her game, is coming out with a skin prep line, okay, which people are just saying is basically skincare. And she's coming out with it. I think it releases this weekend. She's already sent out the PR and stuff like that. But anyway, and so a lot of people are like criticizing, a lot of people are reviewing it. I've seen really positive reviews of it, and I've seen really negative reviews of it. So I don't really know. I feel like there's so many things that go into skincare. Obviously, I'm somebody that knows a lot about skincare, but no, like even with me, like using skincare, it's like somebody will recommend a product for me and I'm like, okay, this makes my skin like way too greasy and oily, or this like dries my skin out like immediately. Like I think that it has a lot, like your skin type has a lot to do with the skincare that you're going to use. I don't see a huge diversity in skin types in her products, but I'm not saying that her skin types aren't good. Somebody held up her like lip balm that she has and says $22. Chanel, and I'm not saying she's on the level of Chanel. I think Chanel lip balm is like $35 or $40, okay? And it is literally a basic chapstick in a Chanel tube is what it is. And I love it, okay? But it is basically just, Chanel is just a chapstick. The one that I just use, which is my all-time favorite, is the Sol de Janeiro, okay? I think this is $18. And this is my favorite, but it's basically just a big lip balm. I don't know that I think that when they released, that when Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson released the conspiracy patent, I could be wrong about this, but that root beer lip balm, I believe was $14 or $18. So not a far cry from $22 that she's posting. So it's not like the price point is a whole lot different than Jeffree Star. So when I'm watching these TikToks, the things he criticizes her for, okay, are number one, the price point. Then he talks about the packaging and how the packaging is really, really boring, okay? And then he goes in and he talks about she's known for creative glam looks and why is she doing skincare line? Like, that's not exciting. And I was like, that's when I was kind of like, here's the thing, right? I've shared this story before. Like, I had a friend of mine back in the day that, like, when she got fired for, like, 10 things, okay? Like, she sat down with the HR director and all these people, and I'll never forget talking to her afterwards, and I said, are you okay? And she was like, if I had gotten fired for one thing, she was like, that would make sense. She goes, but I got fired for 10 things. She goes, they wanted me gone. Like, they were building a case against me. That's almost kind of how it feels about Jeffree Star. It's like Jeffree Star is picking apart Mikayla Nogueira so, like, specifically at this point that, and this is the thing, like, okay, so in my James Charles video that I'm going to be making, it's about this thing that he puts out, like, somebody put out asking him to do this prom video, okay, about getting ready to do prom makeup, and it's like this 16-year-old girl. If you read the comments underneath there, like, people are like, why would you want this guy to, why are you supporting him, he's the P word and all this kind of stuff. And literally children underneath there are like, I do not care. I mean, and somebody underneath there says, I'm a grown adult and I don't care what he does. And somebody else said, yeah, I don't care either. And none of that was proven. And I mean, it's like all this kind of stuff, right? And so people don't really care to look into the details anymore. I mean, back when I started doing drama commentary, like, that's really why you had to bring the receipts, because if you said something and you showed it, then that proved that it was proof. That we would put in our videos back in the day, the titles, we would say, like, you know, Jeffree Star shades Mikayla Nogueira proof or evidence. And then that would be like enough. Today, you could throw 150 documents in a video and nobody would care. I mean, I think Colleen Ballinger is proof of that, okay? With all the text messages, and people are like, still, if I make a Colleen Ballinger video, people would be like, where's the evidence? I'm like, what do you mean, where's the evidence? Literally, Google search it. It's all online. You can go find it. People have put it in Google documents and all kinds of things. You can see all the text messages, all of it. People don't want to believe that stuff, right? Because people, they have their favorites, and there's a disconnect between it. I think that for a long time, there was like this parasocial relationship that people had with influencers. And I think at this point, it's almost kind of like, I wouldn't say like an anti-parasocial relationship, but I think it's kind of like, I love you, but I don't know you, and I'm aware of that, and I'm going to keep on supporting you, and it's easier for me to love you and be able to look over the problematic bullshit. Whereas I think with parasocial relationships, when people have them, it's like if they did something super problematic, then it was like, fuck, now, like, I feel like I have such a close relationship with you, I can't look at you the same way. And I think that that might be a bigger discussion we need to have, is the change between parasocial relationships and what exists today. Because I see a lot of fans that are like, I will love this, like on the James Charles thing, I will love James forever, people said, I don't care what he did, right? Well, that's an interesting comment. I think that people that, when you have a parasocial relationship with somebody in your real life or online or whatever, like, you do care about who they are as an ethical, value-based person. You do care. And I think that's why some of those people have lost a lot of fans through the years. But now it's a different world. Nobody cares about the receipts. So I'm watching this stuff, and I'm watching Jeffree Star talk about, he's like really criticizing her skincare. And my first thought was, baby, don't you have a skincare line? Isn't there Star Cream? Star Dewdrops or something like that? Didn't you come out with a skincare line? And baby, I don't never hear nobody talk about that skincare line. Okay, it's not like it's sitting up next to La Mer at Saks, okay? I don't ever hear anybody talking about Jeffree Star's skincare line. Anybody, okay? Anybody. I don't ever hear nobody talking about Jeffree Star's skincare line, ever, okay? Since it came out. And I'm like, and I don't remember really, maybe I made a video about it. I don't even remember, Go find my receipts on it. I probably said it was fantastic or something. But anyway, the times, they change, But anyway, so I'm like, he's talking about the packaging, and he's talking about how the packaging is so boring. And then he goes in, and he's talking about, he says this thing in here. Here, I have it all queued up, or I did have it all queued up. He says in here, oh God, now I'm gonna have to find it. Because I can't play the whole video for you. That's the problem. Okay, let me cue it up for you right here. He says this thing about her, and he's like, she releases her video in all glam. Her launch video is in all glam, or something is what he says. Hold on, I'm trying to cue it up for you right here. Okay. Hold on. Okay.
And your ad is in full makeup. What does it have to do with your serum?
So he's talking about how her ad is in full makeup.
Fully have a developed brain yet.
And he's talking about how her fans are young and...
So y'all are gonna waste your money on someone that don't really give about y'all. That's what's confusing. Full makeup for a skincare line?
So I was like, when I saw that, I was like, I kind of remember seeing the ads of Jeffree Star when he came out with his skincare line. Like, I don't remember him specifically. I'm sure that he had 5 men around him, and probably from each different racial ethnicity, because he has to always be performative, and well, I was right. So, but anyway, you can see in here, his packaging is rather boring. Here, let me turn the volume down. We can watch his launch video on, here it is. It says right here. It says on June 11th, 2023, introducing Star Milk by Jeffree Star Skincare. 4 legendary products targeted to get you hydrated, clear and flawless, time to give your skin the drink it needs. One of the things that he said in there was, he goes, when did I release it? 2 years ago. Like, putting down the fact that she's releasing it now. So, okay, what's interesting about that is, I'm leading up to a big point, okay? That how he's bitter as shit at Mikayla Nogueira. He is so jealous of Mikayla Nogueira. I've been covering drama for 8.5 years. I have never seen Jeffree Star jealous of somebody like he is jealous of Mikayla Nogueira. And I think she just sits at home and she just eats it up. I think she loves it, okay? So, and really what it does, in all honesty, is the fact that he is so bitter, and he allows his bitterness and his anger and his resentment and his jealousy to come in the way of actually reviewing her products and saying things like, no, I'm not buying her products, I have better things to do, when his audience is asking him to do a brutally honest review on it, a Jeffree Star approved video. And he's like, no, I have better things to do. I didn't know that she was launching a video. When he's saying things and they're like, her managers, and he says this in one of his TikToks, the same one, if I can isolate the sound, I'm going to put a video together of all this. Because when you watch them together, it makes a lot more sense. He goes, the same managers that told her not to respond to me when I reached out to her, and I was like, oh, so this is what it's about. And I always speculated that this was what it was about. When he invited her to Casper, Wyoming to do a video with him when she was on the brand trip, and she done dissed him, he didn't have a whole lot to say bad about her back then. He walked such a fine line on the lash thing, and I think this is it. I think he knows I was fair to you in that lash thing, and I can't take back what I said. I was hard. Like, I said, girl, you need to fix this. But he didn't go in like he goes in on some people, okay? Now, after she done dissed him, is when he comes out and he calls her a liar. He didn't do all that in that video. Oh, no. It's just after she dissed him and said, I ain't got no time for you, Jeffree Star, okay? Because I don't align myself with you. Which she aligns herself with other bad people like James Charles and whatever. But that's when Jeffree Star had a problem with her. And today we're only talking about Mikayla Nogueira and Jeffree Star, okay? So when I heard that in the clip where he said, your same managers that told you not to respond to me when I reached out to you, I was like, oh girl, that's what it's about. Okay. So we're gonna play them petty games is what we're gonna do. So now you're intent, okay? Now you're intent on taking this woman down as a fellow businesswoman, okay? Business person, because you're pissed and you know that her product's gonna sell a lot, okay? Because when you think about it, first of all, he said that her products are boring, okay? Well, let's look at Jeffree Star's products for a second. I have them all queued up right here. I just took a picture of it. Okay, let's look at Jeffree Star's products for a second. Girl, I don't know how much boring more you could get than that, okay? I don't think Point of View is that boring, in all honesty. I think I have a picture of it somewhere on my phone. Hold on a second. Probably before I left, I took a picture of it. Where is it at? I probably should just Google search this. Oh, I got all these videos of... Okay, but anyway, it's all black and white products and stuff like that. Where's my video of it? Here, we're going to look it up really quick. Point of View Skin. Okay. This is where you haven't made a video in so long. Here it is. I mean, I don't think it's any... I actually would be more attracted to that than I would to his. So, I think he's a little bitter that she came out with a plain one. And so when he says... 2 years ago. Well, 2 years ago, Mikayla Nogueira wasn't at the top of her game. She was doing well, but she also wasn't as, like, big as she is now. So, I think that part of what he's pissed about is that she's being really smart about the timing of when she's releasing her product, okay? This is the thing. Jeffree Star has always known. Jeffree Star is smarter than people give him credit for. I think he has pushed people like Laura Lee and Manny MUA to release the brands, okay? He knew that Manny MUA at 3-4 million subscribers, when Jeffree had 16 million, was going to be no competition for him. He knew the same thing of Laura Lee. Girl, go release your brand. Follow your dream, baby. Chase your dream. Follow it up. Open. I caught that. Oh my God, I'm getting good again. Okay, but he knew that they weren't going to be in competition to him, right? It's a timing thing. When Jeffree Star said, I'm done, I'm retiring from the Warped Tour, okay? And he came and started doing beauty influencer reviews and whatever and released those 3 liquid lipsticks that got him famous and put Jeffree Star Cosmetics on the brand. It was timing. He was the first person that ever done anything like that. He was really one of the first influencer makeups. Not the first, but one of the first, and definitely one of the first, like, guys in the beauty industry. I think maybe the first guy in the beauty industry that had ever done that. So it was timing. Well, he knows the timing. If you look at each criticism that he has for Mikayla, it goes right back to how he feels about himself. So he's criticizing her for the timing. Well, 2 years ago, it wouldn't have made sense for Mikayla to release the brand. She's at a point now where she has the following and she's made it through a lot. And yes, I think she's a liar. And yes, I think that she never addresses anything. And I don't think that Mikayla is inherently a great person, okay? As a business person, as a reviewer, okay? I don't think she's a bad person on the level of what some of these people, what some of their shenanigans do. I don't think she's like that at all, okay? Do I think that she scams and lies for money and deals? 100%, okay? And I think it's a really bad look, and why people look up to that as a makeup reviewer is beyond me, okay? But do I think she's on the level of, like, the behaviors of James Charles and Jeffree Star and the past of both of them? Not that I have seen, okay? And I'm not condoning what she's doing. I'm just saying racism and the P word and lying about some lashes, to me, as a human being, and I think that's why he's bitter. It's like, Jeffree Star is like, so I had to address a million scandals. Well, Jeffree, that was because of your behavior. That wasn't, Mikayla didn't force you to get no video and apologize for it. People always want to come for drama channels and say, well, drama channels, I didn't force Jeffree Star to be calling people a bunch of names, okay? I didn't do that. I didn't force him to do that so I could make a video about it. He didn't have to. There's a lot of unproblematic influencers, beauty influencers, content creators, whatever. There's a lot of them out there that aren't problematic, okay? So I think he's pissed, number one, that he knows that Mikayla is going to release this. And I think the second, because he says in there, well, we're expecting creative, wild looks from her skincare. He, like, makes fun of it. I'm like, but don't you do exciting creative looks? Like, that's kind of what you're known for, using a lot of color and whatever. So it makes no sense whatsoever. And he called it a cash grab. He called her release a cash grab. So it makes, and she has proven in her videos, recently her marketing videos, that she has talked about skin prep and skincare since the beginning. But if you go back and you watch Jeffree Star's videos, he really hasn't a whole lot. He's done like a La Mer review. He's done skincare reviews, but it's not like it's something that he's really pushed. Half the time, Jeffree Star don't even do his own makeup. Lipstick Nick does, or other people. So, you know, I think he's feeling a little, like, nervous. Like, and so he has to come across as super arrogant. Like, I learned so much. I know so much. I put mine out 2 years ago. Well, the timing really doesn't have anything to say with it. Are you going to put out people like, you know, Lady Gaga's release and anybody else's release? I mean, if tomorrow the leading esthetician in the world released a skincare line, this is going to stop in a second. Hold on. Pause. Okay, I mean, if tomorrow the leading esthetician in the world released a skincare line because they had finally gotten enough money together to do it, they had researched it, they put it together, would Jeffree Star's commentary be, I mean, let's just think this through, really, okay? Would Jeffree Star's commentary be, well, I put out Star Milk 2 years ago? Yeah, and baby, you know what? Dust. Ain't nobody talked about it in 2 years. Not one person. I don't hear no reviews about it. I don't hear people beating down the doors to get that shit, okay? I know one thing. I don't want none of Jeffree Star's milk. You do you, okay? But I don't want none of it. And by the way, when is his OnlyFans coming out that he teased in December, okay? I mean, we're in April now, baby, okay? It's the month of Jesus. And I have not seen that OnlyFans come out yet. Oh, yet another lie, girl? I thought you were getting made up on makeup because you got destroyed on camera by all those guys that you had around you. Where's your OnlyFans, girl? You just talk out of your, I mean, literally, your mouth flaps as much as your ass, okay? You just throw shit out of your mouth. So I'm watching this stuff, okay? I can't believe I'm getting in a video I'm defending Mikayla Nogueira. But this video is to show why you shouldn't listen to Jeffree Star, anything he has to say about Mikayla Nogueira, because it doesn't matter, okay? Because he's bitter about her. So then I go in and I'm thinking, well, his product is plain. And his criticism is the packaging is plain. Well, his packaging is plain. He even says it in one TikTok. He goes, well, my packaging is plain, but like her packaging is really plain. Okay, girl. You know what? This packaging is pretty fucking plain. It's my favorite lip balm in the entire world. I wouldn't care if this came in an all-white tube and said balm on it. I could give a shit. I'd probably like it more, okay? I don't think it really matters. I don't think people care about that. But then he says, somebody that's known for creative looks, like I would have been excited about a palette. Baby, everybody does palettes. The biggest criticism of influencer lines is that everybody puts out the same product. He was like, something new, something innovative. Well, you've already boxed her in and said, I wanted something creative. She does all these wild looks. What's she supposed to do with that? Q-tips for her ears? I mean, what are you wanting her to do? Okay, that's creative. If she does a palette, everybody will say, she did a palette like everybody else. If she has a highlighter, you'll say, I've already released highlighters. Baby, you've released everything. She couldn't do lipsticks, people compare to Jaclyn Hill. She did skin prep. And honestly, I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant that she did. Is she the first person to do it? No. But there's not a lot of people that are doing it that are on her influencer level. There's not a lot. There's a few. And I don't know if it stands the test of time. It may be complete shit, okay? My discussion is about that Jeffree Star is a hypocrite, okay? Because Jeffree Star is somebody that is definitely known for his wild and creative looks, to get into TikTok and criticize Mikayla Nogueira for it, when if you ask me, who do you think has more wild or crazy looks, Jeffree Star or Mikayla Nogueira? Without a doubt, and I've seen enough of Mikayla Nogueira to know, I would without a doubt say Jeffree Star, without a doubt. In public, in videos, across the board, right? I mean, all the way back to the Warped Tour days. So then he says in there about, this was where I started doing my research on it. He says in there about her launch video, like I just played it for you, he was like, full glam. And I'm like, let's go back and look at Jeffree Star's, okay? So I go back in here and I look, and first of all, when you go in and you look at the video, here's his video that he's got, okay? Is this the one that he's releasing? Yes. Full glam, baby. Full glam in his video. Several actual glam looks, okay? Several looks of glam. Full look. Full glam. Full glam. That was the same video that she released. He shows that, where she walks across the room and she shows the stuff off the table. It's her launch video. That's what he's talking about. This is his launch video. 4 looks right here. You can see it. 4 looks of full glam, okay? Then you go up here, and he says a new Star Milk skincare collection has, and he talks in here, and in this video, which is very similar to where she's talking about the makeup, it's almost like she watched his video. You can see, like, he has his eyebrows done, and he's got stuff on his lips, and, I mean, it's almost identical to what she does, and hers, where she's showing the skincare, right? But then when you go up here, here it is, Yeehaw, baby, the Star Milk Collection. I'm sorry, okay? But is this glam look to you? Now, he's criticizing Mikayla Nogueira. Here's his ad for it on his own Instagram, okay? I mean, I'm confused. Here's another one for it. Does that look like a glam look for you? It's that horribly ugly 1950s chaperone prom hair by Jay wig. That, I can't believe he got caught dead in that wig. But anyway, I mean, that's a glam look. I mean, and there it is. There's his exciting packaging. There's another release picture. I mean, these are like several posts in a row. Full glam look. Okay? So Jeffree Star, here it is. Jeffree Star here uses the same thing for his meat store. Jeffree Star is a complete hypocrite. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is I would have a lot of respect for Jeffree Star if he said, I don't like Mikayla Nogueira, okay? People ask me, they're like, they'll say, you basically just scripted this for them. Yeah, because it's how I feel about things. If I were going to get on video and somebody said, are you going to review the Mikayla Nogueira skincare brand? I would say no. And this is what I would say. He says in there she didn't send me the PR or something like that, probably because her managers told me not to. Okay, first of all, the days of sending PR out to people, I don't trust no PR reviews, okay? I'm just going to tell you that right now. I don't trust no PR reviews, and neither should you, okay? Somebody's being sent some free shit, and they don't know that Mikayla won't jump in a video with them later, okay? So I don't trust no PR reviews. I don't care. Listen, Linda, okay? You let somebody hand you, okay? We're talking about $30 to $60 products, okay? 10 in a box, 8 in a box, or something like that. You let somebody hand you $400 in cash and you criticize the shit out of them, okay? Let somebody hand you $400 to $600 in cash, okay? Which is a car payment for a lot of people, you know, or a mortgage payment, and then you criticize the shit out of them. I don't buy it at all, okay? I don't buy it at all. So anyway, so he was talking there about how he didn't get the skincare. He's what I would respect him more if he would come out and say, because this is what I would say if somebody said to me, Peter, are you going to review the skincare line? No, baby, I don't care. I don't care about her skincare line. I haven't tried Rhodes Beauty because I don't care about Hailey Bieber. I don't know about that skincare line. I haven't tried a lot of that, okay? But I'll tell you this, this is how I feel about Mikayla Nogueira, okay? I don't like that she lies about her sponsorships. I think she is dishonest to her audience. I think she lies to her audience, all for the sake of money, okay? Do I think this is a cash grab? I don't think it's a cash grab in the way that Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, the two biggest YouTubers at the time, came together and said, we're going to release a product with the most god-awful, ugly palette colors that Shane Dawson came up with that knew absolutely nothing about makeup whatsoever. And just because Shane Dawson is part of it, we're going to sell a shit ton of them and make money off of it. That's a cash grab, okay? Listen, when people talk about the conspiracy palette, that conspiracy palette does not work. It is ugly, okay? Anybody that knows about makeup knows that, all right? Those products are cheaply made. It's cheap product. It's cheap plastic components. They mark the shit out of it, okay? If we're going to call, and I've called a lot of products before cash grabs, okay? If you're going to call and Jeffree Star, who does Jeffree Star approved brand makeup reviews and stuff, to come out and say it's a cash grab, I mean, she's put together a fully realized skin prep skincare line, okay? So if he's going to call hers a cash grab, then isn't his skincare line a cash grab too? I mean, he smokes weed. Weed is not great for your skin. He drinks Red Bulls all day long. Not great for your skin, okay? I don't know why we're listening to somebody that's not a trained esthetician, okay? He's never even worked in a makeup store. She has. You know, I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, if he's going to call hers a cash grab, then isn't his skincare a cash grab too? So every criticism that he has of hers, I mean, he says she's in full glam, he's in full glam, he says her products are boring looking. Well, his products basically look like her. Every criticism he has of hers is a criticism that you could have about his products. So then it boils down to the fact that he's just bitter. Well, that's what I would appreciate if he got on video, okay? He says it through his TikToks. He's like, I don't trust her, she's a liar, blah, blah, blah. But what he should have said is, if he wanted people to respect him, but this is where the arrogance, ego, and pride get in the way, okay, like we say in recovery, and he won't come down from it, is he can't say this, but what he should say is, yeah, she fucking pissed me off. She didn't respond to me. I was extending an olive branch during a time that I thought she was going to get canceled because I had been canceled. And I was trying to be helpful for her. But she dissed me, okay? Now you want to kiss me. No. She dissed me and said, I don't need you. And it pissed me off. He's never going to say that on video because it'll make him look weak, okay? But what he could say is, no, I'm not reviewing her products, okay? I don't think she's on, I'm not reviewing her products. I'll tell you the reason why. Number one, I am not spending that kind of money on a product that I don't care about. Period. Okay? Number two, I am not spending money on somebody that is a liar, that won't come out and address her. She won't even come out and address her issues. There's a lot of people out there, if I wanted to buy a skincare line, that have similar skincare that are not problematic, okay? That will address their audience. So I do agree with him on that point, that she doesn't care about her audience because she doesn't address them. I think she cares about her audience. I think she cares about her audience a great deal of what they can do for her and help her buy this product line and stuff like that. I think Mikayla Nogueira cares about her audience. I think she does sometimes. I think, well, that's a whole other video. But anyway, I'm not putting my money in somebody that it's so easy to see their lies and they've never taken accountability, number one. Number two, when she did come back, she made a joke of it. And she said, let's address the elephant in the room. And then she talked about Valentine's Day. I'm like, girl, that is such a bad look. Okay, if you had just moved on from it and not said anything, that might have been excusable. But to make a joke out of it, to make a joke out of your own cancellation, is Jaclyn Hill wearing the canceled dress to the Halloween party when she was the fucking reason for the cancellation? No accountability, no learning curve, nothing. I ain't putting money in that person's pocket. You can. I will never tell somebody how to spend their money, who to watch, or whatever, okay? You know? But had she come out years ago and addressed this, and I suggested this in a video, I said, she should come out and say, from this point on, I will never lie to you again. Because I did, and it bit me in the ass, and I will never, and you will always get the raw and unedited version of me. I will always show you everything. I won't be, she can't do it, because she photoshops and all this kind of stuff. But Jeffree Star even came for her on the Photoshop stuff. He's like, and it's all photoshopped. It's a launch picture. Are you telling me that your pictures, Jeffree, aren't photoshopped on your own launch? I mean, he cannot even give a fair criticism because he is so jealous of the girl. It's so obvious. I think it's like, maybe this is a topic you shouldn't touch because you're obviously so bitter about it. But anyway, there's my video. Now I'm gonna go down to the pool. Anyway, let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. I miss you guys so much. I might be back tomorrow, or I might be back when we're back. Either way, I love you, and I will see you then. Bye.